Jackie Cation, Laurie Kilmartin. Jackie Cation, Laurie Kilmartin. It's the Jackie and Laurie Show. The Jackie and Laurie Show. It's the Jackie and Laurie Show. The Jackie and Laurie Show.
Oh, okay.
It's happening. You should start it.
All right.
You usually are the first one who goes, oh my God, we're here in a garage. We're here. And it's toasty warm, and I have the greatest cup of tea.
Yes.
And you're having some cocoa.
Thank you. And I made I was inspired by you. I did not have hot chocolate. I had tea. I'm already angry at myself for making that terrible decision.
Oh my God. I've had friends in town. My friends who I went to Vietnam and Cambodia with came to town for the weekend, and all we've been doing is eating. I can't have any more chocolate right now.
Gotcha.
And we went to the Bazaar, which Andrew Solomson introduced me to, and they're both food science. They're science nerds, and it's got it's like tapas, but like they'll foam a turnip and charge you $7 or whatever.
There's this weird sort of scientific look at food. Like there's this series on Netflix called Salt, Heat, Acid,
Fat.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you watched it?
I have. Listen, I went
watched
with
the first two.
To a Chinese restaurant, and I took a couple of bites of some weird looking shit, and I couldn't take it. And I sat patiently and waited until they had fried rice.
You really did. You really did.
And then I ate a lot of it.
We should unpack that entire experience. So what happened is we went to Sketchfest.
Yeah.
And, we've talked about the shows already. And then we had a live show.
Right. And so we did a brunch on
But we did a brunch
Sunday.
with a bunch of comics.
Right.
On Sunday, Liz Winstead organized it.
Right.
And Danielle Perez and Brandy Posey and Barbara Gray and...
the entire lady-to-lady cast.
The lady-to-lady cast. It was a rock star moment. And
Yes.
then... and it was really... And we ordered way too much food.
Right.
And you didn't like any of it.
I don't
Not
have...
even dumplings.
I
Not
don't
even, like,
have
pot
an
stickers.
investigative palate. Okay? I don't... I like breads that don't have fruit in them.
Right. Okay.
And kind of that's about what I like, and apples and cheese.
Right. And so you like very basic. Do you like mac and cheese?
I do. Yes.
Do you like pasta and a different kind of cheese?
No, I just had
Yeah.
I just had spaghetti with butter and salt, and it was exactly what I needed.
And what you wanted, and you enjoyed it thoroughly. Well, congratulations. I gave you, for Christmas, we gave you a book. It was a cookbook that,
Right.
But all it is, I mean...
First of all, that was an attack. Giving me a cookbook is a personal attack.
Less than?
Yes. I'm like,
fine, give me a job.
have we met? Why would you give me a cookbook? But I aspire before before my dad got sick, I was taking cooking classes.
Right. So
and
it could happen again.
Now I have all this burden, and I have an 81-year-old just roaming around the kitchen all the time. You know, if I put something away, she takes it out, puts it in a different drawer because that's where she likes it. It's my kitchen.
Right.
So I'm like, I'll just make toast. I don't want to interfere with this.
So prior to your father's, let's go back. Let's unpack this even more. Did you ever like to go out for a nice weird meal?
No.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have to
Not unless there's
this.
a gig there.
Right. It's there was a Chinese restaurant that Larry Bubbles Brown turned me on to back in the early 2000s.
Oh, that does the
had
Christmas
comedy.
show? Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever eat there?
No, but I did a show there.
Okay. Well, comedy, of course. And then you like fried rice. You like a vegetable fried rice? Is that
Yes. Mm-hmm. I don't like the texture of shrimp.
Okay. What about just regular fish, like trout?
I like salmon. I like salmon at Hermosa Comedy and Magic Club in Hermosa Beach.
Do you like a steak?
I like steak.
Okay. How about a pork chop?
No.
Okay. And then we're just going to keep... are you doing... There's this heresy to even mention it, but the skinless, boneless chicken breast.
I don't even know what you just said.
It's the worst. It's an abomination before God and man. It's a terrible idea. And Yeah, because chicken should just be chicken. Like it just salt, pepper, maybe a little garlic.
Yeah, that's the stuff I was learning to cook.
Okay.
And then,
yeah, maybe.
Then people go dying on me, and then people move in with me, and all of a sudden my hands are full.
Okay. I don't have any shows this week, by the way. Sunday I got a set. But you know what?
What?
There's part of me, for the first time in my life, is happy about it.
You're unspooling a little bit.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know what I'm doing.
So what'd you do? What have you done the last couple nights that you haven't been on stage?
Right. So I got home Sunday night.
Did you make your flight?
Totally made my flight.
Oh man,
it was pretty sweet.
Brutal. I had to wake up at 4:30 in the morning.
Oof.
And take a lift out to Oakland and catch like
fly.
a 6:30 and get here at 7:40. Drive. I parked in valet at Burbank Airport, so I get my car. I drive, right to school, and then
you remembered to get paid though.
Well, they handed me the check, but you forgot to get paid. Mm-hmm. Okay.
At Sketchfest.
So where's your money?
Well, supposedly it's coming.
Okay. My Lyft coupon didn't work
at all.
No. So I have to deal with that. That's a $50. Yeah, a
couple of $50 cab rides.
Yeah, I have just one, but still.
Okay.
That shit adds up.
Yeah.
And then we had to meet to talk about my son's school situation.
Well,
his grades.
His grades there's issues.
His grades and my bra size both have a lot of D's.
Write that down, Kyle. That might be a thing.
And then off to work.
Dude, for a full day.
I'm just recovering from that day now. My recovery time. It's taking me days to recover from lack of sleep.
I know it. It's harder, and I recorded a dork for us yesterday. I was gonna record because it's my fault. I was like, be a squeaky wheel, and so people are squeaking at me, and I'm exhausted, and so I could have recorded one today, but I just sat there. I sat in my house.
Oh, that's a dream.
It was a great dream because I got on. Somebody said something weird to me on Twitter. I typed the meanest thing I could think of.
Yeah.
Let it sit there for 4 minutes and then deleted it. I can only.
That's not the Jackie I know.
Oh, I was like, I don't even want to have this conversation with this piece of shit.
Right.
But
who was it? Is this someone I know?
Nope.
It's just a bot or something?
Yeah, just a bot. Just some banana head who I want no part of. And, it was, so you're back on Twitter or you're available.
I'm sorry.
What did you have to do?
What did
you have to do?
Right, somebody, I'm in a little group of women on Twitter. We have little Twitter groups and stuff like that. So somebody in this group, and I don't know her real name even.
Oh, there you go.
But she works for Twitter.
Nice.
And so she did a couple back and forths and said that I had violated, according to them, their terms of service.
Right.
For threat or wishing harm upon
any menfolk ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to be like, what the fuck? But it's not her.
No.
She's just repeating the bullshit she was told.
She was given
so I said, okay,
company.
thank you. And then I had to go back and delete both the tweets that they objected to. They apparently lost my my explanation for each tweet.
Oh,
that's why it was taking so long. I was fighting their.
You filled out all the paperwork.
They tried to convict me, and I'm like, I want this off my record.
Yeah,
basically, and they lost the paperwork, or they lost it, or I don't know. But so I just ended up doing that and getting back on Twitter so I could promote gigs.
Right,
basically.
Right. Well, I felt the loss of you not promoting gigs. Quite honestly, I was like, oh God, she's not. We got a thing next month.
I know,
in Queens.
I know. It can't be done.
Right.
But now I'm like, I have a list of suspects. I started blocking. There's a bunch of people I was muting.
Yeah.
That are screaming at me.
Oh yeah.
And I thought, I always feel like blocking gives them a little bit of an erection.
Right.
So I just muted, and whether they're screaming or not, I wouldn't know. And I thought, I bet it's one of those people. So I started blocking any man over 50. And I apologize if I muted you and you're over 50, you're out.
You're now
gone.
blocked.
Yes.
Yeah. And let it be Let it be done. Yeah, I blocked Chris Titus retweeted something of mine.
Okay.
And so he
quote tweeted or retweeted?
Just retweeted.
Okay. Did he disagree with it or something?
No, he agreed. Oh. It was just me saying, I think it was I think my tweet was that I feel it's weird that I would have to say this, but it turns out I'm an abolitionist. So, yeah, I'm against slavery, you guys. Going to go out on a huge, giant limb. And so some just fucking bot or idiot replied to both of us and said, well, good, then you should go to Africa. That was the thing.
Oh, my God. That's not even a smart racist. That doesn't even make sense if you're a racist trying to...
Right, he's like, because there's all kinds of slavery in Africa. You should go to Africa and fight it. And so I wrote back and I said, I don't have time to respond to you because you're too busy fingering your children and beating your wife. So I let that sit there for 5 minutes.
You gotta
I deleted it.
You can't delete that immediately.
No, you gotta hope that guy...
You gotta look at it, take a screenshot, send it to your family,
I can only
and then
hope
delete it.
that he took a screenshot and sent it to his family. And they ran. And because... I was like, I can't.
Why is this toxic website taking over our lives? Our joke writing capabilities are the part of our brain that we use to write jokes. Twitter is getting some of it, and for what? What do we get out of it besides?
Well, there are super nice
you
people.
You get some
sometimes.
things out of it.
Yeah.
I learn a lot. I'm up on the news.
Oh my God!
What?
There is news. Has either of you watched The Masked Singer?
Is it a comic?
It is a reality show. Where
I know it's the reality show,
and it's a comic. One of them's a comic.
Oh, really?
And it was a big reveal. I don't want to. Are you going to watch? It's a spoiler alert. Who gives a shit? Right? It's over. It's all over the internet. The poodle. So they're all dressed as.
Was it Eliza Schlesinger?
No.
Okay, because doesn't she have a poodle?
Yeah. Well, she has tiny dogs.
Okay.
Margaret Cho.
Oh,
it's fucking Margaret Cho is the poodle.
Interesting. Good for her.
Yeah, hilarious.
Cool.
Yeah.
I thought I
wanted a bigger response, quite honestly, from you. Would you do it?
Wait, I thought the person had to be a professional singer in The Masked Singer.
No, they don't. Some of them are like sports people and stuff.
Oh,
they can be anybody.
All right.
And
would I do it?
Yeah,
of course. Would anyone ask? No, never. Never.
Not ever?
No.
What would be your costume? Would it be, I want it to be a red delicious apple?
Yes. And my head is
Bam!
the stem.
And
I'm all shiny. It has to be tight and shiny on the outside.
Better than puffy and wet.
Yeah, you don't want a puffy apple. No. Ever.
Bamford for a heartbeat was doing a joke about plastic surgery, and she was looking at a brochure at her dermatologist, and she said, I think I get a choice. I can either be puffy and wet or shiny and tight.
Be an apple.
Shiny and tight.
Well, let's see. I didn't have a set. Sunday was we were Cobb's.
Oh, yeah.
It was a decent house.
For Liz's thing.
Yeah. So Liz went up first, and she was working off notes, and most of it was less than 3 weeks old, which would give me the heebie-jeebies. I couldn't. Right. But that's the way she's always done it, so she's totally comfortable like that, and it was really, really funny, and some of it was like, that needed, a couple more tries with new material,
especially with topical.
Yeah. So,
and is entirely what she's doing these days.
But I also think like her crowd is cool with that.
Yeah,
and so they really enjoyed it, and it was really smart and funny. And
pretty packed, nice energy in the crowd.
I don't even like to look at a watch because I don't like to take my eyes off the audience.
Right.
So I'm very uncomfortable. Going to notes, turning my head away from the crowd. First of all, you let these little babies think that they can do what they want when you take your eyes off of them, right? They start checking their phone. You're looking at your notes. They're checking their phone.
Right.
Why wouldn't they? Right.
Well,
So I can't operate that way. So it causes me anxiety.
Right.
But her crowd was cool, and they weren't.
And they were all warmed up by the time you get up there?
Yeah.
Sweet. And nice energy, like real awesome kind of.
Yeah. I mean, it's Cobb's, so it's gigantic. And,
right.
Again, the people afterwards told me. Gave me the indication it was a better set than I thought it was.
Well, that's it. It just gets dissipated in that room.
Yeah, and I just didn't stop to do much crowd work. I just sort of bam, bam, bam through it. And
how much time?
I think 40.
You did 40s?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
This week when this comes up, I'm going to be in Denver doing the Greenwood Denver.
Oh, neat.
Pretty psyched about it, quite honestly. Should be super fun. It is something like, I got a phone call from my dad today saying that it was a 17 below with a wind chill of 26 below.
Wow.
And because he's in Milwaukee. Uh-huh. And I kept forgetting to call him. And you're supposed to, right? Because everybody's it's a million degrees and he's old. So I called him and he didn't answer. And so I called my brother who lives there. And I was like, is everything fine? And he goes, everything's fine. I talked to him yesterday. I assume he is not outside. And and so I missed when I was doing my heavy sitting around today. Mm-hmm. I was away from my phone because I didn't want to be by my phone.
Good.
And my dad called twice. And the second time he left a hilarious message that said, well, I was over at the, I went out, I just went to see, get the antifreeze topped off in my car. It was such a sort of a caricature of a dad kind of message.
Right.
It was, and I had him check my thermostat. It's all right. It's pretty cold out. And I was like, whatever. And but I'm looking forward to also. Oh, here's the only other exciting thing that I did, and I was scared to do it. Mm-hmm. I got, because of the Get to the Point lady who was on the Dork Forest.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
Nina Manny.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought
she has a podcast about
encouraging
points
people to hurry up.
No, that's you. Bam. So, but she told me to get the Chase Sapphire card, which came with 50,000 free points.
Right.
And then
but it costs $450.
Right, a year. So it costs $450 a year. It is a Visa card. And you get 50,000 points, and you get triple points if you use it for travel or food, restaurants. Anything travel, anything restaurants, you get triple points.
Wow.
But you had to spend $3,000 in the first 3 months, and so I did. I put everything on it. And so I'm going to New York for a week when we do the QED thing.
Right. Are you there for 2 weekends?
No.
Okay.
I'm there for 1 weekend, and then I leave on the Friday to go to Fargo with Maria.
Oh, okay. I'm there our weekend, and then I'm coming back to LA.
Oh, the weekend after?
Yeah, and I'm getting a colonoscopy, and then I'm returning the next weekend.
Are we supposed to get colonoscopies?
Yeah, 3 years ago we were supposed to get them.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Well, I'll look into someone looking into my butt. Bam!
And you can't hire Andy. Sorry.
Tab A, slot A. Next. So, in other news, I've got these 59,000 points because I spent $3,000 in 3 months over at restaurants and travel. And I am staying at a hotel because I'm doing our show.
Yeah.
I'm doing the Valentine's show in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I've already, by the way, been offered 3 other gigs for Valentine's night. Have you?
No.
They're not coming in?
I'm doing 2 at Flappers.
Well, of course you're already booked because it's...
but I haven't been pursued.
Right, but...
maybe...
You will be.
Maybe it's because you're not a mother. I'm more...
you get the Mother's Day?
Yeah, listen. I'm already fielding offers on Mother's Day. They're competing offers.
I have 3 different... It was... I got this guy.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Asking me, and I'm like, dude, 3 weeks out, you can't ask me if I'm booked on Valentine's Day.
Oh, my God.
And...
that's probably the furthest out he's ever asked anyone.
Well, and I also got asked out. Oh, and I also got a phone call from a club who wants to book you. I forwarded you.
That was hilarious. hilarious.
The voicemail. It was a voice, and it was just a voicemail. Hey, it's so great. We don't have Laurie's information. We want to book her. Can you tell? And I was like, what the fuck is happening? And so I just, luckily, that you can just forward a voicemail now?
Jackie, did you get my veils? I sent them to you. If you could spread them nationwide, I'd appreciate it.
Did you get back to them?
I did. I told
good.
Hillary, and she's on top of
good.
it.
Yeah,
Although
there you go.
The week they offer it, we're working.
You have work.
So
yeah,
I can't do it.
But there'll be another. And
come up with something else.
Anyway, so I'm telling like 3 stories at once. But so right after Valentine's Day, which I'm doing in Milwaukee with Carmen Morales, I'm going to New York. And so I'll be there the 15th. I'm doing sets in New York on the 15th. And then the 16th, we're doing our show. And I'm staying in a hotel, and I made a reservation at a Hampton Inn in Midtown. But then I remembered that I have these 59,000 points for the Miss Chase Sapphire.
And do they apply at the Hampton?
They apply at any hotel.
Wow.
So I saved $884 in hotel, because the hotel was going to cost me $1,200.
No.
Yeah. So
for 2 nights?
No. Well, because I'm staying there the Friday night through the following Thursday night.
Oh, yeah. I guess so.
It's 7 nights, and
it was free,
almost entirely free. It's $200.
Oh my God,
for 7 nights, and I'm staying at a nicer Hilton. But get this.
Hampton or Hilton?
The Hampton Inn is a Hilton property.
Okay.
So that it's a DoubleTree or a Garden Inn or something like that, which by the way means no free meal.
Garden means no free meal?
Yeah, the Hampton Inn has the free cup of waffle. The DoubleTree and the Garden Inn, you have to be a platinum or a diamond to get it.
Wow.
And I am gold, but I'm not, so I think I get a cookie.
Isn't gold better than platinum?
No.
It is in rings, right?
No, I think platinum is more expensive than gold.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why I'm looking at Kyle like he's going to pipe up somehow.
Yeah, he's not.
What do you know about fine jewelry? What do you know about fine jewelry over there?
A few things I'm not an expert in.
Jewelry is hard to say.
It's
jeweler is even harder to say.
Right. What about century? No, I don't know. It's there was a
not easy.
But but I got this amazing, but I was scared to do it, to pull the trigger on it, because I had to cancel my Hampton Inn. So I canceled my
Don't
Hampton
even
Inn.
talk to me about canceling hotels. I'm still fucking pissed at hotels.com.
I can't believe you used hotel. Well, and
never again.
Here's what Chase Sapphire did: is they used fucking Expedia. So I don't get Hilton Honors points, and I can't use the app to check in. I would have to use the Expedia app, which I don't want ever because I don't like Expedia particularly. But some people swear by it. It's not one of the things I like.
Not me. I used Expedia to check airfares for my kid and I were going to go to London,
England.
Yes.
Did you pick up sets yet?
I put the word out.
You put the word out.
If I could do 1 or 2, just to not lose my, my grip on comedy, I would appreciate it. But we're going during Edinburgh, so I guess there's not much happening in London during. But people are still in London, so they want to go see comedy.
Yeah.
So why people are not?
Clubs.
They're not having shows. I would have imagined everyone's gone, and they'd love to have me.
Yes. And so it will come to pass. You'll get sets.
I'm trying to figure out which neighborhood we should go. But anyway, I found airfares that weren't horrific.
Oh, good. On Delta. That's right. I got the. Do you know
Delta?
why I surrogate tweeted that text that you sent
Thank
me?
you.
It made me laugh.
And
redacted the boy's name.
Yeah, so we're gonna do some Harry Potter sightseeing, etc.
9 3/4.
I decided it would be nice to go on vacation where I spoke the language.
Oh, interesting.
Japan, that was a teeny bit stressful in Japan.
Right, in
It's
Japan.
just always trying to make sure I knew what I was doing. So, and it's it's fucking England, man.
Yeah, and you haven't been, right?
Yeah, and I haven't been in a long time.
Yeah.
I want to try to go to the Anne Frank house. You can make reservations 2 months in advance. So I have a thing set up on my timer 2 months exactly to the day that I want to go.
Augie Smith has the greatest bit about the saddest attic in Europe. Anyway, so you're going to take
Anne Frank house?
Yeah, the Anne Frank house.
Maybe I can. Here's the thing: is there more I can do with my bit? Maybe.
You should go to the Tulip Museum too.
Okay.
Because they remember the big tulip scare, wasn't that in Amsterdam as well?
It was in Holland.
That was in Holland as well. The big tulip. Dude,
I'm asking about jewelry and tulips.
Yeah, Kyle doesn't know anything about the big tulip debacle in the Middle Ages. It was a failure of capitalism.
I've heard the story and I can't remember it. I'm excited to be reminded.
Please call the show. Excited to be reminded.
So yeah, maybe we'll dart over there.
Right?
It's not too far. It's on a ferry. It's not too bad.
Oh, you looked into it?
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, I looked at a fucking map.
right. And
Dart over there, see our friend Anne's attic, and then hightail it back to London.
That's it. And you go to Buckingham Palace. You get fish and chips. Do you like a fried food? Let's get back to the food briefly. No fried food.
But yeah, so that plan was made. So I have 3 weeks off in July and August, and so 1 week I took a week of work. And then the next 2 weeks are the vacation. So that I didn't want to come back from vacation and do a week like I just did with Japan and
oh my God, then pile right to Chicago.
Yeah.
Zanies.
Yes.
Yeah. That was
and
bananas.
I'm like frantic. I don't know why am I keep taking vacations with my kid, but I don't know, I'm just trying to smash in as many memories as I can while I got him and while he's still pliant
and still wants to hang out with you.
Yeah, and he's 12. This is the year, remember? 12.
Right. You want it to be a good year for him.
Yeah.
And so his leg looks better.
Well, yeah, he's bouncing around.
Yeah.
That was a chilling sight to see you and my son looking, him giving you recommendations on video games for your husband to buy.
It was pretty great.
You guys were...
Is this thing super loud in the background?
Audible, but it's like, how long is that spin cycle gonna go?
Oh, I can let me just close this door.
Oh, yes, doors.
Oh, yeah. It turns out, thank God she's gone. Here we go, you guys.
I'm right here.
I'm going to Europe for 3 weeks in April. For the Armed Forces Entertainment thing.
What countries do you know yet?
To my knowledge, it's UK, Brussels,
Wow.
Germany, and Kosovo.
Oh.
Yeah, Kosovo gets weird. And I just got an email. Did I tell you about this? That I got a frantic text message from our good friend asking if I would go on and if she should go on an Armed Forces Entertainment tour of Afghanistan and Egypt. And I was like, yeah. Can I go instead of you?
Wait, who is it?
Oh, it's
Afghanistan is dangerous.
Well, it is not more dangerous.
Egypt is also dangerous.
It is not more dangerous than Egypt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, do it, go, and can I go? And it turns out I cannot. But this person is booking it. And isn't that weird?
Yeah, that is weird. I mean, good.
I mean, that it's weird that comics book these Armed Forces Entertainment gigs.
Yeah.
But I think it's because they don't book the USO ones. The USO ones, they go through managers and agents.
So this is what, Department of Defense?
Armed Forces Entertainment.
Oh, okay.
It's all
okay.
There's two different things. There's the USO,
yeah,
and there's AFE, Armed Forces Entertainment. And the AFE stuff doesn't pay as well.
That sounds like the one I did in Iraq and Kuwait a long time ago. It was called Department of Defense, but they just gave you a per diem. But we went to Diego Garcia.
What's that?
Oh my God. It's this island. It's a tropical island in the Indian Ocean. And at the time, I think the U.S. might not be there anymore, or maybe Britain isn't. But it was shared by British and U.S. Air
sort of
forces.
NATO
Yeah,
forces.
so they would refuel and then head off to Iraq. And it's
you went to that place?
Yes, it was so beautiful.
I bet it's gorgeous.
And because I guess Britain had a rule that you couldn't kill any animals, they made that rule way back. So animals are just they run it. Yeah, there's chickens.
They feel safe.
Yeah, there's just shit just walking all over the place, like shaking their asses. Like, what do you need to do? You're not going to kill me. You can't eat me.
Right. So only vegetarian food.
they flew in meat.
Okay.
But I mean, it was so beautiful. But the pay was shitty. Well, I mean, if you're traveling with,
the troops.
soldiers, you're fine.
They're fine. They're going to protect you.
Yes.
Because they want somebody more exciting than comedians to come.
Right. And if they lose a comedian, no one's going to go.
No one's going to go. What do you
Yeah.
think Beyonce's going to go if you're not even taking care of a feature?
Beyonce's not going to go. She performs for dictators for $10 million. She's not going to do the troops.
She'll do the troops.
Really?
Yeah. Don't you think?
Has she?
Well, let me call her. I don't have access to. I think she's probably done some of that USO stuff. But
I don't know.
Greg Barrett. So I did Iron Comic, right?
Right.
And Greg Barrett
At Sketchfest.
At Sketchfest, and it's a you get a topic,
right?
And the topic was low budget bar mitzvah, and so everybody. By the time I got up, all the premises were gone.
Sure.
But it's fine, and it was essentially they picked it so that Andy Kindler could, and he crushed. He was great.
Yeah.
But Greg Barrett got up and he was talking about how he had been to 2 bar mitzvahs, and his daughters are like 12.
Yeah.
So a lot of their friends are Jewish, and so he's looking forward to a slew more. But he went to one at like the Hollywood Bowl or something. Like it was some enormously fancy place.
Wow.
And Chance the Rapper was there.
Oh my God.
And so
he's playing a girl's bat mitzvah?
Not a bat mitzvah, a bar mitzvah.
Well, bar is boys, bat
Yep.
is girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
so Chance played a
A bar mitzvah.
Oh.
Went to somebody else's bar mitzvah.
Okay.
Yeah, his daughter went to yeah. And
I don't
everyone can go
approve.
to a bar mitzvah.
I don't approve.
It's not Orthodox. It's just Jewish.
I'm Orthodox.
You feel more Orthodox than I think Greg Barrett's friends. And so, yeah, but it was kind of fascinating that like famous people do private shows.
Why don't they hire comics to do that? I mean, I guess they do a little bit, but we should have gone into music. We really made a huge error when we went into comedy.
It's interesting that I never thought about going into music, mostly because I'm not musical.
Do you think Chance the Rapper is?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I don't know a lot about.
There's other
kids.
people that aren't musical that fucking figured it out. You could
There's
figure out how to
YouTube
write
stars.
a joke.
There's YouTube stars who are gajillionaires. Why didn't we go into YouTube? We
Oh,
do have a
man.
YouTube channel.
We
You know-
do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jackie and Laurie goes to YouTube.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, where are we?
You're at 32?
32.
Oh.
We should do Comic of the Week,
Yes.
who we had dim sum with.
Yes.
And it was also exciting to watch her go, well, I'm kind of a vegetarian.
Yeah, she and I were like waiting for things to arrive that we could eat. Hoodo Hersi.
Hersi, yeah, Hoodo Hersi, who's Canadian.
Yes.
And is very funny. She's such a great comic.
Yeah, she emceed the show that we did at Cobb's. So she
with
hosted.
Liz.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's
so
really good.
is it, and it's Hoodo
Uh-huh.
Hersi, right?
Yeah, I think it might be
I met her in
Hoodoo
Canada.
Comedy is her Twitter handle.
At Hoodo Hersi was the one.
Oh, okay.
Found her, but
And
Okay.
Hoodo Hersi was the. Okay.
Well, anyway, yeah. So she's funny, and she wears a hijab on stage.
Yep.
And it looks really cute.
Right. No, she rocks that.
Yeah.
She makes that look good.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a good looking human.
Yeah. So she was really funny, and it's always nice to meet new people.
Right. I mean, that's the weirdest. I mean, I had an interview, and well, let's throw to before I tell this story. Let's throw to a great new opportunity
Yes.
to listen to another Max Fun.
Max Fun has a lot of great podcasts. Here, they're going to tell you about one of them.
Friendly Fire is a war movie podcast, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't listen to it.
Boy, I'll say, a lot of people, Ben and Adam, might not initially watch a war movie podcast.
What's in it for me, they say.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what's in it for you. What's in it for you is biting socio-political commentary, scattered dick and fart
Wait.
jokes.
And a lot of history. Like, there's the depicted wars, but also the history of the time period that these films were made and released.
They're very telling.
So download Friendly Fire every Friday from your favorite podcatcher.
Or MaximumFun.org.
And we're back.
Yeah.
So I was interviewed, and I was inevitably, as per usual, asked about women in comedy.
For who interviewed you?
I don't know. It could have been for Milwaukee. It could have been for New York. It
Okay.
could have been for Denver.
Okay.
I don't know. It could have been for Boston.
You're hustling.
I'm hustling. I'm trying to get some interviews. And so, but the inevitable question: what do you think is happening with women in comedy? And I have a
What?
new answer.
Okay.
Well, don't you get it? I mean, don't you?
I know, but that's just
It's
what do you
annoying.
mean? What is happening with women in comedy?
What is happening? Well, it
What's
turns out-
happening with journalists in comedy?
what's happening with journalists? But now I have a new answer, and my
Yeah.
new answer is I get to celebrate how, because of this show and because of more people doing stand up, I know 160 more women comic names than I did 3 years ago.
God, next time you're on bring up our website and bring up the page where we have them all listed, all of
Yeah.
our comics of the week, and someone says, they want their lazy answer. Well, what do you think about women in comedy? Well, let me just give you some names of some great comics and read every single fucking name. Don't stop.
Don't stop. Just read 161
Yes,
names.
yeah.
That'd be
They'll
awesome.
never ask that question again.
What I got to do is because about 15 years ago, and was before we started doing this podcast.
Yes, it feels like we've been doing this for 15 years.
But the people would ask. There was this. Do you remember when Rory Scovel and Kyle Kinane and the Bearded Youth movement started, right?
Sure.
And when the Bearded Youth movement started, it was probably 2003 or 5
Yeah.
or 6, probably 5 or 6, and it was really. It became a joke, but all of those guys were who came from it
Very strong.
were super
Very
strong,
Yes.
super funny,
Yes.
unique, interesting, wonderful, right?
Yeah.
So in the last 4 or 5 years, even before we started doing this, I have noticed just amazing women comics in the late 20s to early 30s,
Yeah.
right? Who I mean, right now it's, I would say 27 to 38, 40, right?
Yeah.
That could headline anywhere, that are interesting and smart and funny, and there's a dozen of them.
Yeah.
That I could name that could headline. And I need that work, so I'm not going to name them right now. But because bookers need to book more women. But it's such a damn delight.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
So that was what I got to say to the. That's what I got to say to the
that's
guy.
good.
It must have been San Francisco because one of the people I mentioned was Amy Miller, and the journalist knew Amy Miller and emailed her and said,
great.
Jackie Cation just talked about how great you were.
Oh, that's so
And I was
cool.
like, yeah, but Amy Miller's incredible. She's a great comic.
If you go, our site is JackieandLaurieShow.com.
Right.
Go to Comic of the Week. It's like one of the tabs.
Yep.
And just start reading off all those names next time somebody asks you about women in comedy.
Yeah.
And they'll try to interrupt you. Just keep plowing through. Hold on, I'm getting to 2017.
No, it's all right. Yeah. We're gonna keep going.
Yeah, I'm reading this book by about Marie Colvin, who's a photojournalist, or she's a journalist who was killed in.
She was a war journalist, right?
Yeah, she was killed in Syria a couple years ago.
Oof.
Her. I identify with a lot. I think a lot of female comics would. Just
Just because of the road.
the road, the thrill, the what you're chasing.
Yeah.
People are saying, why are you doing this?
Oh, a lot of that.
and the life is so masculine.
Yeah. So traditionally,
Yes.
yeah, they're like, it's you and a bunch of guys. Why do you even
She
want
was
to do this?
always the only one.
Always.
Almost always, you
Yeah.
know, and not all the time, but a lot of the time. And dangerous, although obviously way more dangerous. But there's always a bit of a danger with us when we were out alone on the road and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
you know?
There's nothing safe about a Super 8.
No. And
if only the bed bugs.
the marriages that didn't work out. She wasn't.
right.
She tried to have kids and couldn't, and then kind of was like, do I want to? She just kept chasing it, and
Yeah.
a couple
It was
of her
more interesting than trying trying to just sit around and do something.
Right, but also like at some point you aren't interesting to other people because you're always gone, and all you want to do is talk about rebels in Kosovo. That what you reminded me of that. She was there during some fighting with Russians and stuff like that, and kind of like you're kind of formed by the choices you make, and then you become that kind of person, you know. So anyway, she ended up. I think Rosamund Pike just was in a movie about her, but this book that's written by a friend of hers is really, really good. And the choices that you're forced to make that. None of the male journalists come off as like having the greatest relationships either, but they have more options. Right? They have a wife at home who's taking care of the kids that they're cheating on, and and Marie Colvin can't do that.
Yeah,
Yeah. She was like maybe 7 years older than us.
Oh, really?
Did you have like girls in that in your neighborhood? Like my friend Sally, her sister Nancy was like in that age range where they're like 70s teens.
Oh, wow.
Those kind of girls were just they were
ahead of the
mystical and they always had long kind of ropey hair. You know what I mean? Like it was all kind of curly and ropey and
no.
I
don't know what that is.
Maybe that's a California thing.
It might be a California thing. It's I never knew anybody when I was growing up.
What?
Like I didn't know anybody.
It's a strange
statement. I knew my family, and then and then there are people that I went to high school with who remember me, but I have a hard time retaining anything but my act, sadly, in my mind.
I know.
And but when people come up, like there was a guy at Acme the last time I was in Minneapolis. This guy came up and he was like, "Man, I'm going to tell Vicki Emberts you're mentioning her on stage." And I was like, "Do you know Vicki Emberts?" Because I do that joke about Vicki Emberts was the bully who interrupted a couple of her fights when I was in junior high because she beat the shit out of me in junior high.
I'm all about naming names and shaming those bullies.
Well, and the thing is so I looked for her one time, I think on classmates.com, and I was almost certain she was dead. And because everybody's dying anyway, and it's going to be a sweet 20 years from here on out, right? Anyway, but the thing is so this guy comes up, he's like, "I'm going to tell Vicki Emberts that you said it." And I said, "If you know Vicki Emberts, I am dying to know where Vicki Emberts is today and what she does for a living." And he was like, "No, I don't actually know her, but you don't remember me?" And I was like, "I do not." And it was Jack May, who I had a crush on in first grade.
Wow.
Yeah. And he was there with his wife, and I was like, "Jack May!" And so him and they seem very nice people.
You know who my nemesis was?
Who?
Her name was Jackie.
You had a nemesis named Jackie?
Jackie Snyder.
Wow.
Yep.
Throw down.
Concord, California. Love to know what happened to that lady.
I ran into Holly Habonic, who I used to fight with in third grade, but she's turned out to be a perfectly nice adult woman. It turns out 40 years later.
That's awful to hear.
Turns out everybody's fine. And I just wish I knew better.
We're the same age as Kamala Harris.
Are we?
We're 1 year younger than Sarah Palin.
What?
Yes, Sarah Palin is
1 year
class of 82. And I don't know if I said it on this podcast, but class of 82 bitches. I fucking remember them.
I think you should call the show Class of 82 Bitches.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah. And they were all into their school spirit. This is a chronolette. They were so proud of themselves on little fucking cheers. And you know what? It's like, yeah, you're the last bit of baby boomers. You know, you're the youngest baby boomer. You better start yelling.
Right. Because we're the oldest Gen Xers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reality bites, man. That's us.
Oh, man.
Should we reminisce? I watched Young Frankenstein last night. That's
okay.
Which a movie I had
seen it in a long time.
Well, I had only seen it once, and I tweeted it, and then literally hundreds of quotes came at me. None of them from Mel Brooks. Very weird. Marley Maitland started following me, though.
Oh, that's nice.
I used to work in closed captioning. I don't know if she knows that. So
Seems like a small community. She might have heard.
She might. It's my old boss is friends with her, knows her, we're acquaintances. But Young Frankenstein is very funny, and Mel Brooks he loves a dick joke like nobody's business, man.
Who doesn't love a dick joke?
We all love a dick joke, but it was so funny. I was like, oh, there's another one. Oh, look at that. And because I got a box set of Mel Brooks movies for Christmas one year. Because
that's a terrible gift.
I know it. I want to like Mel Brooks more.
Well, I like Mel Brooks, but a box set of anything when you can get it from the internet, is just an awful idea. I know it's a nice presentational. Here's a box set.
It's a coffee table.
Yeah. It's please get it out of my living room.
The thing is, it has Spaceballs in it, which you might as well just punch me in the nose. I'm never going to watch Spaceballs again because it's an abomination.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it came out like 5 years after Star Wars. So the joke was so over by the time he made Spaceballs. But I'll tell you what was in it that is an underrated movie that I've always enjoyed: History of the World Part 1. And History of the World Part 1 makes me laugh very hard. Young Frankenstein is really... Terry Garr and Madeline Kahn are delightful.
Terry Garr, she has MS, right? And so she's sort of not in the public eye anymore.
No, she's a little shaky.
I hope she's okay.
I love Terry Garr.
She was so fucking funny on Letterman.
She was so funny on Letterman.
Yeah.
She was hilarious. Have you tried to watch Tootsie, though?
Not in a while.
Hit and miss on that one.
I bet a lot of it doesn't hold up.
Yeah, some of it doesn't hold up. But that's the way it goes, you know?
They won their Oscars.
They got work out of it.
They don't care.
They got more work out of it,
over.
which is all it's about.
Right.
I was also looking into, a friend of mine asked me if I knew anyone who booked Alaska, which made me go, I want to know if anyone books Alaska.
There used to be a gig called Chilkoot Charlie's, but I don't know if it's going anymore.
You're doing a festival in Anchorage? Oh, there
cool.
you go.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Well, I'm going to have to tell somebody about this festival. And in Anchorage. The one time I've been to Anchorage once, and I've been to Fairbanks once, and Fairbanks was awesome.
Yeah.
I went in October, and so it was dark like 14 hours. I got to see the Northern Lights. I got to go to a national park and go in a hot spring. And I did 4 bars in a row with Maria Bamford. A bar that was a gay bar 2 nights of the week. The rest of it was just a regular cowboy bar.
Oh, my God.
And but it was a gay bar 2 nights of the week. And then there was we went to North Pole. We did a set.
North Pole?
North Pole, Alaska is the name of
okay.
it. And
I
that's
see.
where all the letters go. And there's a senior center that responds to all the letters.
Oh, my God.
Hilarious. Maybe not all
Wait,
of
they
them.
keep a bunch of old people at North Pole, Alaska?
That's where they're keeping them.
My God.
Are you looking
Do they
to see
need
where
another
your mother...
one?
You send your mom off. It's probably pretty cold there right now.
I was in, I think it's warmer than it is where your dad is.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was in Anchorage when I flew there when I was like 6 months pregnant. Maybe 5 months pregnant, 5 or 6 months.
I was going to say, I don't think you're supposed to fly at 5 or 6.
I wasn't.
What?
Jackie, I take the gigs.
You take the gigs. They call the show "Take the Gigs" if you could.
So it's New York to Anchorage, and I'm on stage visibly pregnant. So I was probably 6 months.
Yeah.
And a guy was smoking, and he was aiming it at me.
Oh, what a dick.
Yeah, total dick.
Yeah, you're like, no, I want to risk my child.
This was
by flying.
Yeah, you
don't get to secondhand
right.
smoke meat.
That's my privilege.
That's it.
To lose this baby. Such stupid risks with my health. I can't believe I did that. And then later, I flew out to LA when I was 8 months pregnant. Because I wasn't showing. I didn't look 8. I looked like, because because I was tall, So my kid was being stretched across.
Have you ever thought about just putting some goo on the boy and passing him off as a newborn?
He's taller than you. Did you notice that?
I did notice that. Yeah.
So
he's also weird. His hands. He did a weird high five that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, he's oddly flexible.
Yeah,
I think his arms were put on backwards.
Yeah, he's willing.
But so then I flew out like 8 months pregnant, maybe 7.5 months to LA to interview with Carson Daly because I needed a job.
Oh my God.
He was very nice. Didn't hire me.
Right. Carson Daly's not worth it.
I understand. Why would you hire someone who immediately would need to go into maternity leave?
Right. You're like, I do get this.
That.
Yeah, there would. Yeah.
If I get the job, I'll see you in January.
Exactly. I'll see you 5 months after I've given birth to this.
Yeah.
So we both did, by the way, the Seeker podcast.
Yeah.
What was it called?
The Seeker?
No, The Seeker is the name of the network.
Oh.
The science thing.
Oh, Bad Science?
Bad Science.
Okay.
Yeah. Where it was, and we did not know that we were both doing it.
Right.
And what it was is.
Oh, I got to fill out a 1099. You just reminded me.
Yeah, you
Thanks.
got to really send that guy some information.
I know.
W9.
W9.
But my scientist, it was about the movie we did was Finding Dory.
Uh-huh.
And so what they do is there's a host of Bad Science, very nice man, and then there's a scientist who knows what the science would be for Finding Dory. He was a coral and saltwater fish guy.
Yeah.
And then there's me, stand-up comic, who likes all children's movies.
Right.
So we talked about Finding Dory, and you would have really liked him because at the end of it, we were talking about environmentalism, and supposedly there's like this big plastic, there's all this plastic in the ocean, right?
The size of Texas.
The size of Texas, except for it isn't. That implies that it's all in one place. It isn't.
Okay.
And so I guess some 17-year-old tried to raise $300 million.
I read about that guy.
Right. Well, it was a waste of money. And the thing that he built fell apart and is now in the ocean.
Oh, fuck.
And but the thing is, so the scientist guy was like, if you want to, what you want to do is you want to remove this plastic from the ocean. You cannot scoop up the plastic that is in the ocean because of fish. And the fish are using it for habitat, and a lot of fish are the same consistency as a ring thing that holds plastic, that holds cans of soda.
Okay.
So you will be killing more fish by doing that. The way to clean up the ocean, he said, there are millions and millions of miles of beach. That's where it's all being collected.
Oh.
Clean the damn beaches, and then it won't get washed back out to sea.
Hold on. I'm going to make a note and start doing that.
If you could make a note and fix the beaches, Laurie Kilmartin, in your spare time, in your copious... Because I know that you like that stuff.
I do. Thank you. I had one set since I've seen you on.
Oh, did you?
Well, since Sunday night.
Really?
Last
Wait,
night.
you did Liz Winstead.
Wait.
So you
it's
must have
Wednesday,
two.
Right?
It's Wednesday.
Okay. So I had a spot on last night.
Oh,
at
did you?
the lab. I'm telling you, my son is so funny right now, and I'm curled up around him. And I'm up at 10:50, so I'm like, okay, he's gonna fall asleep and they'll tiptoe out, and it'll be like he won't know anything, right? And he's just so attuned to every movement I make. Where are you going? What's happening? So I have to peel myself off of him and go. And I was happy to do a set, but it's hard. It hurts. It really physically hurts sometimes
To leave the kid.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's so great. Anyway, I get there and Gary Goldman's tips are like haunting me. They're because I have you been paying attention to them on Twitter?
No, I'm not.
I should block Gary. I know he's not 50, but his tips are haunting me.
I read one of them. They were good.
They're really good, and it's stuff I never. I go in and out whether I listen to things. Stuff and I will when I save a set I name it riffs, listen to this, like I put it in all caps to myself, and so I've just kind of fallen behind. And
oh my gosh, I've it's 12 hours of stand up to listen to
still.
Yeah, and I was telling Maria that, and she goes, here's an idea. Why don't you delete 11 of those? And just listen to the last
What
one.
if the 11? What if one of
Yes.
the 11 you delete has the line said the way it needs to be said?
Exactly. And I am working on this bit that I just saw something that really encapsulates how I kind of want to come at a joke. I was just showing Kyle. It was a line in a fucking romance novel.
Oh, really?
And it's just and I wrote a new line when we did sets at the
the
other thing. That's a good one. That'll help. And it's and I think that there's so I want to listen to it, and I certainly am going to. I'm not going to delete them. I'm going to listen to them before Denver, and because I have a set on Sunday. Mm-hmm. It's Andy's birthday week, so we're doing a lot of birthday stuff and for him. So we went to the tapas place, the Jose Andres the Bazaar, and we got.
Oh, is that the guy that's feeding people for free? That was feeding government workers for free? Is he Puerto Rican?
I don't know. Actually, it's attached. It's in Fancy Pants, Beverly Hills-ish.
Does he have a lot of restaurants?
No.
Okay, there's kind of a famous chef that was feeding worker. He
started a chef thing for furloughed workers, right?
Is that him?
No, not him.
Okay.
But the food was really good. The dessert was chocolate pop rocks. Because it's a like sciencey gastro pub kind of thing, 5-0. 54 minutes. We're 6 minutes out.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's let you guys. Max Fun has a lot of podcasts.
So
hear about this one.
Yes.
Hey, it's Janet Varney of the JV Club podcast, and I am so excited to be joining Maximum Fun. If you're not yet familiar with the JV Club, it's a podcast with me and some of my favorite women, and in the summer, men, as we explore the highs and lows of our terrible teenage years into what I like to call our adolescence. For example, hear Emily Heller describe her time on the national circuit for the debate team, or how Travis McElroy took over his drama class and gave his fellow students notes. Yeah, that went over great. Or let Busy Phillips tell you how she met Sharon Stone at an Arizona toy fair. You can join me and all my once awkward, sometimes still awkward friends every Thursday by subscribing to the JV Club on MaximumFun.org.
Here we are.
And we're back.
Yeah, you know what? We could have put that at the very end and you guys would have been like, they're done anyway. But we trapped you because we have 6 more minutes.
It's going to be a great story about something.
So here's the point. So I'm like, what do I need to work on some new shit? Like I have bits that I'm still trying to add to,
Yeah.
But I especially, in LA, I feel like, I keep showing up and telling the same fucking jokes. Not like everyone's watching me. And keeping notes. No one gives a shit. Everyone's watching themselves. But, I get in my head. And then I was like, what about that hawk? That sexy hawk.
What sexy hawk?
I sent a picture to everyone in our text group. I have bird feeders, and there's a hawk that perched on the fence, and he was looking at the birds on my bird feeder.
Do you realize, like, if I looked at my phone right now, there would be 65 notifications from that text group.
This hawk is gorgeous.
Worth going back. Worth the scroll.
Yes.
All right.
I'll resend the picture. He has broad shoulders.
Yeah.
Like I haven't seen in a while.
Are you sexually attracted to this hawk?
I love this hawk.
Holy crap.
I love this hawk.
It's finally happening.
So I was like, maybe
Lindsey
there's
Graham
something
is right.
there. I don't know what that means. What do you mean Lindsey Graham is right?
It's like interspecies. If we legalize gay marriage, then people
are you? So you're calling back to something he said in 2003?
Wow, good call though. But, I'll call back to things written in the 60s. I'm not above it. Spiro Agnew, you guys, what a dick.
Back to my hawk. I saw him again.
He came back. He likes you.
I've created an environment that is easy pickings for this guy. Because I've got finches, I've got 3 bird feeders, and they're full, they're fucking covered like little rats all over these feeders. These finches, these little green, yellow finches, and then these brown little brown birds, and the hawk is just waiting.
Right. To eat one of the finches? I hope not.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
I guess I don't know about the life cycle of hawks.
Hawks are vicious.
Hawks are, oh, that's right, they're predators and they're meat eaters.
Very masculine, Jackie.
Well, there's got to be lady hawks.
I'm a lady hawk.
I saw Lady Hawk. Was that Matthew Broderick? Anyway, so I looked to Kyle. But here's what Andy's.
Wait!
Got a point?
Yes.
Well, please, for the love of God, let's hear
Can
it.
something unspool just with little pauses and little breaks without you thinking the story's done?
No.
Okay,
but let's hear it.
Well, no. Now, I mean, it's not as good as you forced me. You backed me to a corner to tell you a great story. I don't have a great one. I'm just telling you. I was like, I tried it on stage, and I was like, do I want to spend my energy on stage talking about fucking a hawk? Probably not.
Oh my God! Oh, no! You are not wrong. You are correct.
No,
that's where. There's something there.
There's
though.
nothing
There's
in Gary
something
Goldman's
totally
tips
there.
about
interspecies.
No, but,
yeah, you were better than Gary Goldman.
No,
it's
no.
And it's not that I don't dislike Gary Goldman. This is not a comment.
He's
on Gary.
great. No, what I'm saying is, like, sometimes you have a thing and you're like, this is funny, and then you realize, if I really work on this thing, this is going to take a while. Where do I put it?
Yeah,
I'm in fucking Rosemont and Zany's talking about my kid, and then how do I segue into fucking a hawk? Please tell me how that happens.
I don't know, but
happen,
it does.
Jackie.
It happens. It
no,
totally
it doesn't.
Happens. That has got.
That's
so
where I
many
lose
legs.
all the women, and the guys are like, "What?"
There's an octopus amount of legs on that fucking bit. That is the greatest.
The process you're describing is how I write my act.
And the thing is that will. I mean, you have other sex jokes that fits right in with your sex jokes.
Yeah, but I'm trying to drop those because some of them are from my old CD. Like, technically, I don't.
You got to write new ones then.
I got to have sex then.
Well,
Yes.
Clearly, some sort of swooping. Please don't let the hawk eat you out. Is that the next three words that I was going to say?
He would.
Oh my God, we have to be done.
Jackie, he would peck me out.
We're calling it there.
MaximumFun.org.
Comedy and culture. Artist owned.
Listener supported.